San Francisco Police! Who's here? Whoa. Somebody get stabbed in the chest in here?
No. Shit.
What you're watching is a 20-something man getting the cops called on him in San Francisco in 2007. Nobody was stabbed in the chest. The man is streaming his life 24/7 to the internet. One of his viewers had just played a dangerous prank, calling the cops. You might not believe it, but this man, sitting in his apartment with a camera on his head, is the origin of Twitch, the multi-billion-dollar company that revolutionized gaming media over the past decade. Here's how Twitch came to be. A camera, a backpack, and a laptop with an antenna. That's all 23-year-old Justin Kan needed to spark the streaming revolution. Kan strapped the camera above his ear and documented everything in his life. And we mean everything. Kan slept, people watched. Kan ate, people watched. Kan sat at his computer, and people watched. He even went on dates and finally did turn off the camera when things got, a little personal. I'm only the beginning of something that could be really popular, Kan told Ann Curry on NBC's Today Show in 2007. He was very, very right. When all that got boring, one unknown viewer spoofed Kan's phone number and called the police to his residence, claiming someone had been stabbed in the chest. And just like that, one of the earliest instances of swatting was caught live on camera. If we go back even further, the creators of Twitch actually got their start making a web calendar startup. Kan and fellow Yale graduate Emmett Shear built the app, which seemed innovative at the time, in 2005. The app was called Kiko, and it really didn't last long. Google Calendar launched a year after Kiko and completely outmatched the small startup. Luckily for Kan and Shear, the two were able to sell Kiko on eBay for over $250,000. The duo failed a couple more times. And to be honest, even Justin.tv, a success at first, would ultimately be a failure. So after a few other ideas didn't get off the ground, that's when Kan decided to broadcast himself doing everything, like a real-life Truman Show. Silicon Valley investor Paul Graham believed in the idea enough to invest $50,000 to the cause. And to help build the company, the two recruited Yale Michael Siebel and MIT grad Kyle Vogt. Siebel would go on to become Justin TV's CEO, and Vogt built the video streaming software needed to transmit the camera's feed to a wide-scale network. Soon enough, viewers followed Kan's example. Channels from around the world were created every day on Justin TV, and categories for broadcasters expanded to include anything from people and life casting to sports, and of course, gaming. But there were problems. If you watched an illegal sports stream at the start of the past decade, there was a good chance it was on Justin TV. This helped the site's traffic grow exponentially. But after multiple lawsuits forced the company to clamp down on pirating, traffic slowed down. The initial flood of interest in the unique platform died down too. Justin TV's audience went down from a reported 20 million in 2010 to 16 million the following year. And the bigger problem? Advertisers were wary of a platform where anything could happen. It left Kan feeling a little flat, he said in an interview with Fast Company a few years later. It was clear that Justin TV needed a spark to reignite the company. And it was right there in front of their eyes. The future of Justin TV was the one section of the site that kept growing, gaming. So Justin TV pivoted. It added user-friendly features that would help the section grow. Soon, the company began recruiting gamers to stream using their top-of-the-line technology and established platform. The gaming category outgrew the rest, and that's when it had to happen. Justin TV needed to give its gaming section a life of its own. In 2011, Justin TV's gaming was spun off into its own site, Twitch TV. It was perfect timing. Games like StarCraft and Warcraft 3 were regularly televised in South Korea in the early 2000s, but esports coverage in the Western world was more sporadic. There were some successes with broadcasts like ESPN's Madden competitions and the Championship Gaming Series hosting Counter-Strike, Dead or Alive 4, and FIFA tournaments in the mid-2000s. But Twitch's emergence made watching esports easy. Games like League of Legends and Dota 2 drew millions of viewers, putting up similar numbers to some of the biggest sporting events. Twitch was the fuel that helped esports explode. By October 2013, Twitch had 45 million unique viewers. By February 2014, it was the fourth largest source of peak internet traffic in the US. And by August 2014, tech titan Amazon acquired Twitch for $970 million. Now, you probably know what Twitch has become. It's gone from an underdog finding a niche in the new media to the top dog, fighting off challenges from the biggest names in tech and the internet: Microsoft, Facebook, and YouTube. Viewership keeps going up too, even as challengers try to chip away by signing top streaming talent like Ninja and Shroud. The platform has turned streaming into a lucrative career, turning gaming personalities into multi-millionaires. What was a shoddy camera feed peeking in at a young Yale grad's day-to-day life evolved into a multi-billion-dollar venture used by millions of viewers and broadcasters. And incredibly, Twitch pivoted back to its origins. In December 2016, it launched Twitch IRL, a platform to stream your life.